Thokozani, our beloved viewers. We are back again with another topic that is focusing on divorce. Majority of it being on the abantu bedivorca. Umkhulu is going to walk us through his analysis of why divorce amongst abantu abamnyama is so high. And as we always start, we venerate someone who is important to us, and in this case, it's someone umkhulu personally, the one and only Tawa, uDr. Nyanga,
umthimkhulu
uDr. Uzulu Mathabo Zulu. Ngicela ungibekele mkhulu, then walk us through your journey with what uDr. Zulu meant to you.
Motsoloko ngaka a head boy a healer
A scholar.
a scholar a scientist a metaphysicist. If I go into his titles we won't finish today, so I'm gonna cut it right there with titles. He's got all the other titles you can think of,
A
but
son,
you know,
a brother, a cousin, a friend, a
everything.
peer,
yeah.
a
A
colleague,
liberator,
a liberator, a
a
teacher,
freedom fighter,
a freedom fighter.
yeah,
Yes.
a teacher.
He lived his life,
He did, eh?
beautiful,
Do you
well-lived life.
I don't know how you're gonna take this. I used to think of myself as intelligent until I met this man.
He humbled you.
He put me down to ground. Yes, so he cut me down to size. So, Mocholoko, for those that did not know, we're talking about Dr. Zulu Mathabo Zulu. He's a mentor. For me, a colleague, a brother, a teacher. He's like all the things, right? So, how I come in contact with Mcholoko, Umcholoko ran Marisebo University and I ran Dakipedia, right? So Dakipedia and Marisebo kind of like share the market. We teach, these are two institutions that teach similar things. We operate in similar environments because we're about the unlearning.
Yes, and returning to
We're about the restoration. We're about the black child. We're about the returning to the self. So how?
the ancestral self,
Yeah, Gogo.
your roots.
Yeah, Mocholoko is a very touchy subject for me. So Dakipedia and Marisebo would be featured on similar panels
Okay.
when the broadcast institutions or conferences would delve into particular subjects of restoration, of recovery. So I would be on the same panels with him. And if it was maybe a single slot, maybe on TV or radio, we would like alternate. They would get him, and then the following one they would get myself. And then we start to engage, we start to talk, we start
Pour
to
into each other's cups.
we start to be in one in each other's circle. We start to work together, and very little did I know that Mocholoko's journey was coming to an end. Painfully last year, this time,
On the 2nd.
on the 2nd of June, he departed. Umakeba, uZulu mnyama, ondlela zimhlophe,
And he's
izinyana zikaNdaba.
on the maternal side. Wayezalwa nguMakgadeni.
Awu,
So for me,
ungumzala wakho.
So they just that connection at a clan level. I never met the man.
You haven't met?
No, we never met.
No,
I
dog.
met the people like your likes and other Mkhulus and Gogos who influenced, and
He had an
was a-
entire classroom of students.
he knew how to become like a chameleon.
Ah,
You will need to at your point of need, and you leave feeling seen, heard by him, and that's a quality that is steady
Yo.
quality that he had.
the first lecture I've had from him was Kwamkulu, GK, the Great Empire of Kemet.
Mkhulu Ntsingiswa.
Nkulunzingisa he was on the panel there alongside Ogog Rutendo and other heavy hitters. And I was kind of like junior in that context. So it was like, oh, this is Zulu
A
Matabo.
walking library.
He's an institution on 2 feet, eh? Yeah. You know the likes of Mucholoko. A person said to me when we were running around organizing his burial, they said every century or so, a soul like Mucholoko walks past his head, and people will be left wondering what just happened. Yeah, and that's
Like a star on earth.
yeah, you know, a shooting star,
Yeah.
and it quickly disappears. That's Zulu Matao. Yeah.
How are you honoring his spirit in your life?
There's no better way for me to honor the teachings Kamcholoko except for to continue doing how I came across him. I ought to continue teaching, trying to find the black child and returning them home. Because that's the mandate, right? That's the Mucholo, that's the path Mucholo was walking. We in a regime to find the black child and return them home. And where is home? The home is the self. Yo, Gogo, if I start this now, we need to do it as an episode. And then, yeah. If I start this one, we must do it as an episode. So yeah. But then again, Mucholoko deserves an entire episode. So I'm actually wondering why it shouldn't be. But I think we'll set up. And because I can't do this alone, we'd have to go out there and find Oshi, you know, or Menzi, the scholars that he had
influenced,
yes,
mentored as well.
yes. Do you understand this? It's something I can't do on my own. So it's like
Bonge for the love of him sharing his time.
Yeah, I'm a student.
That's the only thing we only
I could
have.
be on the same panel with him, but each time he got the mic, I would open my book and take notes. Do you understand this? This is
The impact he had.
yeah.
Thanks.
Talk as a cock.
So the topic for today, according to your analysis, your spiritual insight, why is there an increase amongst abantu divorce?
Divorce.
Yes, black divorce. According to analysis, what has gone wrong in our marriages? Why is there? Why are the stakes so high amongst Africans in relation to Okokobin? When did you start noticing that amakaya yawa? And for you, what are the ayabhidlika, ayaqhawuka, kube zintoni ezifida the stakes to increase? What are we not addressing? Or what are we not addressing?
You know, Gogo,
Yeah, very cool.
a very touchy subject. Finding myself in the same boat. You know, but to bring this point home, right? We gotta start with saying divorce is now a daily bread, right? It's no longer that rare thing that we would
Not talk
hush,
about.
would hide. You know, it was
You were taught banyamezela
yes.
abantwana mabakhule notata, umama makanyamezele azibulale ngaphakathi for the family to remain together.
And also, it's distinctly very important to notice this,
Ewe?
that in the not so distant past, divorce was a white thing,
Yes.
right? Who did about it? No, Michael Jackson is divorcing that one.
But Michael Jackson is black. So, yes. No, I hear you, but
Yeah,
originally
it used to be something in the news, man. Like
it was
that.
more of a.
It was something
not
distant.
very rare amongst Africans.
Yeah, it was a rare thing in the black community. But today,
We are the ones
today,
the
as
highest.
black communities,
Yes, highest as.
we're the ones in the lead in divorce statistics,
Yes.
right? And Coco, you know, you think it's something very complex. You would think it's something something that needs research at an institution, and doctors of PhDs must be called and be set down and be given terms of reference. You know, the Zondo Commission. It's something so simple.
No, I would say
So simple.
even if PhDs were to do a research, would they not consider the spiritual aspect of it as being a possible root cause?
Coco,
Yes.
it has come with the times that are changing. In 2025, I'm a malume. I get a call, Kusasa. So I know my sister got married somewhere in Cape Town. They went to magistrate and they signed. There was a small celebration on Instagram.
Yes.
She is now Mrs. Ntontonpa
Ewe.
Ekoloni. And you know, before Sitala as two families of two people that are getting married, there would have been already iy'ngane zethu zihlala ndawonye. There's this bypassing of isintu. And in bringing the point home, right? Gogo, we have seen sitjo sa lenyalo, isiko lomchato
Ewe.
fade away, dissolve into the trends. Sanamhlanje. In South Africa today, you have more weddings at venues than where they actually should be.
Okay.
You have Abantu on that program yenu.
Which program is that?
Hey, we're gonna call a friend, we're gonna call a colleague, we're gonna call Urahadi. No, Urahadi is not good for the camera because shame, you know. Malume, we are hiding the things that should be
At the
the
forefront.
actual wedding. Because then the wedding is actually an event between the two, their parents, their uncles and aunts. But that has now lost favor to the Instagram. Who's fit to be in the camera, right?
Okay.
There is this thing of now being, the venue must tick the box in terms of the trends. You must be either at a summer place or some farm in Meldersdrift, somewhere in the Heidelberg or whatever. Kandi, what you call your wedding, first the venue needs to be Guinea, your parents' house where you come from.
Angithi mkhulu khona ama-different stages to umshado.
Yeah.
Uma kuzocelwa.
No, from the local stage, Gogo.
Yes.
So,
So I'm saying, I'm trying to rectify the point ukuthi the venue part. Uma konke kwenziwe, bafikile abakabili, baletha incwadi, kwalotsholwa, kwavunywa, konke kwenzeke ekhaya.
you saying to me,
Yes.
you nomyeni,
Ewe.
you tick all the boxes,
Ewe.
zamasiko,
Ewe.
you go through the rite
Ewe.
of a wedding in the Bantu context.
Yes. Sikwenze konke okwesintu
And then you
ekhaya on the day.
do the mendo ritual at the end. We are
Umshado omhlophe uzokwenzelwa evenue. Second day kuzoyiwa kamyeni. Every home, rituals have been done properly. I'm not talking about where I nomuntu wami sizoya home affairs sisayine. We are discussing the proper.
Okay.
Every rite of has been done.
In that context, we come then to the Lobola sitting, right? If we want to analyze all the stages.
Yes.
In Lobola sittings, for example, Gogo, you've got such a thing
Ewe.
as one, the wrong contingent or entourage.
Ewe.
That's the first instance.
Yes. Who
The-
should be in the entourage?
Yeah, but one, if I am a boy,
A man. Boys don't get married. Men get
No.
married.
male,
Yes.
man,
A man.
I've met Ustela, we wanna get married.
Yes.
I must trigger omalume, nobamncane, mama, obaba, everyone. My people, I've seen Imbali, Gupi, Ngale, Mnambit,
Yeah.
or wherever you might have come
Yes,
from.
yes.
They will pick an entourage that comes to your
Ekhaya,
home,
yes.
right? They will be living from my home.
Yeah.
They will be coming to your
Ekhaya
home.
lami.
We have seen in recent times umuntu conduct amalobolo efletini lapha eRosebank, and you would take it lightly, but something as simple as that is the beginning of the crack in this marriage already. Remember, we're still baseline emalobolo,
At the foundation.
but on top of this we are going to be building kuzoba ne-members, kuzoba nazo zonke lezi zinto.
Uma phela
Kuzoba-
ke asikhulume uma sesasuke elokishini sasuke emakhaya sesihlala efletini kumele baze kuphi abantu bakamyeni.
Wena nabazali bakho lapha eRosebank
Yebo, asisanalo ikhaya.
awunalo ikhaya kanjani?
Athi sasuke emakhaya, sasuke ekhaya, akusekho khaya khulu. Sesihlala efletini or in an estate or
Okay,
a complex.
doesn't really matter. Let me put it
Yes.
this way.
Yes.
If you are to conduct an event as important as a rite of passage,
Yes.
like maybe umchato,
Ewe.
there is such a thing as a spiritual address. What is a spiritual address? A spiritual address is an address that has been formally built by the elders of that clan. So maybe after your dad has married your mom, bamtata ubaba no mama, they were taken to their marital home by
Officialized
who?
as well.
By their parents.
Yes.
That is their official home. If you say to me that that flat of yours, Pa Hillbrook, is your official home,
Yes.
I can't overrule it.
Okay.
That is your home.
Yes.
Yes. Now that ticks the box.
Yes.
You have ticked maybe the entourage, the contingent of people that will be sent. Gapa
Yes.
and Gali, the people that will be receiving
Yes,
those
welcomers.
cattle, must be the relevant people. You can say no, mina no malume asakhulumisana. Umamami and her sisters abasakhulumisana. So umam wenzani? Umam's gonna get her friends.
A neighbor or
A neighbor.
umama
Bazwenzani?
wasefletini.
Bazomngela iy'nkomo. You can't do that.
Okay.
That is already a crack
Okay.
in this marriage before it even starts. So you find Gogo that imichato yethu are built on cracks as simple as having taken amalobolo at a wrong address,
Okay.
having
And the wrong
sent
people at the-
wrong people. There was a superstar on the Sunday paper the other day. He collected his friends like Oli and he sent them to the girlfriend's place. Yes.
Okay.
You know what he said in his response? I good. So already, lo mchato, lenyalo leo, that marriage is sitting on a crack. You can build all you like, then on top of that, that crack is one day what you're gonna come see rise up and split the two person. Say maybe you've done the malobolo thing right. You've come to the wedding itself. The wedding comes, Gogo, with these entourages. Who's gonna come where, with what animal is gonna be slaughtered where by who, what pit of the meat is gonna be it given to who, by when. Our weddings, you would know, are two staged.
Yes.
Kuzoba go makoti that Saturday.
Yes.
Sizoyenza into yethu lapha. After that part, an elder ngapha komakoti, two elders, umkhulu nogogo, bazophelezela. They will accompany the usisi to a husband's home, typically Sunday evening.
Yes.
And or if it's far apart distances, you'd see the wedding be split into 2 weekends
yeah.
and so forth. That is a very important step. You cannot skip that.
Imamkhulu ngicela ukubuza. asithi ngihlala efletini
Ah.
angikwazi ukuhlaba
Inkomo.
angikwazi
Kodwa uyoshada?
ukuhlaba. Angikwazi ukuhlaba
Hayi asimeke. Asime khona lapho. Ufuna ukushada kodwa awukwazi ukuhlaba.
yeah
Awu, kusiyami.
so ke what and I need to be discussing the probable causes for the rise in African divorce.
Okay. Let me deal with the
Acatshwanga,
problem.
acatshwanga.
Okay. Our weddings, Gogo.
or esontweni asisahlabi esontweni
Isonto lingenaphi manje?
abasakholelwa ekwenzeni amasiko the proper way.
Isonto lingenaphi emshadweni?
Angithi inkolo yami manje ukuthi mina ngiphumile izinto zesintu
Or you no longer
angisazi
ngapha?
ngiyile zesintu
Ngapha.
yes
Uhamba noKristu.
yebo
Okay?
asisahlabi
Nenzani?
bazofika ekhaya bezocela konke kwenziwe kodwa ukuhlaba kungenziwa.
Are you talking about those weddings we have seen Gogo kuma amanye amabandla? There'll be like 10 weddings.
Yes.
There it will be like one big shebang.
Yes.
You're talking about those?
No, a variety, like
Okay.
probabilities.
Gogo.
I need to be discussing the probabilities of why we are seeing divorce.
Kuleli siko,
Yes.
in this ritual of a marriage, or
Yeah.
no, a wedding, the two are being brought together. One of the key items that brings these two together is blood of animals. Not an animal,
Is
animals.
each stage.
A quick rundown of those animals. Makoti's home, there's a goat,
Or a sheep that is
a
slaughtered.
goat or a sheep, depending
Akuvunwa
on
abayini.
whereabouts you are in the demographics. That is gonna welcome when my entourage arrives by you. That goat is gonna welcome them in, and then goes over a cow. Your side is a cow. That must be put down, and during the putting down of that cow, there's a particular ritual you are also doing in Leni, one of the Bakwenyanas, and so forth. Already we are 2 animals down, right? It's a Saturday. Deity, my home. My home. When you come, there's another goat that side, right? And there's a bull that we put down to seal this entire
Completion
thing.
of the process.
So you saying to me, kukhona amanye ama-weddings,
Konke lokhu
they are not
akwenziwa.
able to slaughter and things like those. Already you are now extending on top of that crack. You are building on top of this massive. We call them earth falls. Kuzobana this crack all the time between these two persons on the isintu part of this mchato. So I submit that a lot of our marriages are sitting on a crack that in most cases we build or we manufacture during the wedding stage. That is why you'll see many of our couples in due course go their separate ways. In the very same wedding, Gogo, after you've come this side, we've welcomed you in Mbuzi, there's been a Nyongo ritual, we have slaughtered, we have observed those things. Ukona amasiko, you'd call Otsiki, you've got all of them. It's an entire
There's
catalog of rituals we need to tick during that weekend. Then, you have already been packed your box and in Tangoti have come. So you see there's quite an entire ibhokisi, ikist. We have an entire suite of rituals to tick during the wedding stage. And most of our marriages, I submit, are sitting on a crack that we manufacture during the wedding stage. Hence, you will see, in most cases, most of our couples, as time goes, there'll just be this springing
endless
squabbles,
squabbles.
friction, and with time,
It just keeps
the gap just keeps growing.
just
And there comes a time when we can no longer live together. And then, Gogo, it's very important to teach this, very important. And I mean, sometimes, because it's a myriad of things, I'm not divorced, right? I'm in a sabbatical with my wife. And I'll give you an example of the analysis that I've done
Okay.
on my marriage.
I think the beauty of our discussions are based on our very own lived experiences.
Because a person's going to ask you, but no, this guy's teaching us about divorce, but
When
he's
you're- what's the
divorced now.
analysis
So,
in
when's
those?
you know, I love my wife, I love my children, and what happened because life happens, you know. You can't run away from it. It's what it is. It's the nature of life to just happen, and you deal with what happens. So, in the formulation of my marriage, my wife
Yes.
comes from a broken down marriage. What am I saying? I'm saying
What is the broken down marriage?
my wife comes from a home that was the
The
wife,
parents divorced.
they went their separate ways.
They
Yes.
divorced.
Yes. Now, in the divorce, umama, as usual, would take ingane, go home. So over the years, mom has become the sole custodian of the kids, right? No sisi at universities, and we, you know.
You agree why it's time for you guys to get married.
Okay, obviously, firstly, the
yes.
love thing happens.
Yes, yes.
And then we grow into this thing, gets to its marriage phase. Now, when we trigger the process, by the way, Sisi stays no, ma
Mama.
as the custodian.
Okay.
Tina ngapha we trigger our move. What happens is, my people go where
Your delegation.
my delegation go to Sisi's home, which is now where
Her mom.
where mom is.
Okay.
Kanti umama was married and
All her rituals were
returned.
done.
Yes, finished, complete.
Then ukubuza in that point. Uthi, Uma, in my case, I am legally divorced.
Yes,
In my case, our children,
they are Umi and his children.
Yes.
Yes.
in my case, I can say, we as the adults divorced, but the kids and the rituals remains at the
Yeah.
father
So
of my
one
kids.
day,
So are you saying that a child of divorce should, at the stage of bayocela,
yes,
baye kwatata,
if
hayi
Utata,
kwamama.
had completed the whole mshato thing kumama,
Ewe,
he has taken ownership. Not ownership. Ownership is the wrong word.
okay.
He's taken custody. Ngesi kasidimo, as ancestrally,
Yes,
the Mienis clan has taken custody.
zabantwana.
Zabantwana no mama. We'll get to your mama later. Now, when one day Usisi tells you, Mama, ukhona umfana, uputi,
Kumele bayolobola
that
kwamyeni.
likes me or
Okay.
wants to come in and do the thing, you cannot officiate that event.
The receiving of
Kumele
kuyiwe
uputi
kwatata
baye
kwabantwana.
ku tata wabantwana.
So are you
So
saying
my
in
people
your
went to
marriage,
my people went to a wrong
address,
home.
Okay.
Yes.
So this the spiritual address that you speak
Now,
about.
yes, that is now
The first
the
crack.
beginning of the crack.
Okay.
And we build on top of that crack. The wedding time comes. CRP, same place.
Okay.
So the wedding as well takes place at the wrong place.
Okay.
And then we continue to build. And the crack, it's not going to go away. Comes with you nicely.
Kancane, kancane.
Over the years.
it accumulates.
It accumulates.
Like
and
a balance brought forward.
yeah, but let me tell you what I liked about my situation, right? Immediately after the wedding, me being me, I must find out what happened. Because it's into when you have umsebenzi, the week following or some time shortly afterwards, kumele siyohlola phela. We must go find out what happened in the ritual we just had. Now,
So that's
ngishaya amathambo. We get to the matambo. Ugogo. Gogo sawubona hayi sira. Yabo? Sizohlola. Awu, siyabonga kwenzekeni? Hayi no.
Just.
Mina no sisi sasenza into yethu. Sasishada. Okay, siyabonga ngane zami. All right. Asikhiphe namathambo ke. The bones came out. We gave the bones the air. You know how we give them. Ethi awuziphi umoya lapho.
Yes.
Ndife moya. Ugogo, Amatambo hit the floor. So I love Amatambo Gogo. You know, if you've never been exposed to a good set of Amatambo, please give yourself that experience.
Grant yourself that experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Ugogo's Matambo. When Amatambo Gogo hits the floor, atik mean, Dodan, you say you were getting married. How? Okay. Shataban, who are you getting married to? Mupa igama nesbongoska says. How siyabonga? Nanchata kuphi? How? No, sashata ndaweni. Ngimupa na i-address kama wakhe. Uthi okay, kwabani lapho? I know.
Uchaze ukuthi kababa.
It's mom's.
Kagogo wabantwana.
Yeah. Oh, uthi ungizwile ndodana. So I like Ugogo ngoba Ugogo wanted me to answer myself in there. So she was taking me through the chain.
Step by step.
Yeah. Dotan, you said you were getting married. Okay. You were getting married to who? Igama nesbongo. Remember isibongo sika sisi. Isibongo sika sisi is still isibongo sika baba. Okay.
Kodwa nishadele
So,
mama.
wawushada bani? Igama nesbongo. We were getting married where? Endaweni komama. Kabani B.
Okay.
So the bones gave it away
Did
from
you
the
rectify
onset.
this on time?
We tried to go, but they didn't accept it.
Okay.
Abapans on Baba's side were not willing to accept it. In their reasoning, ingani ngeyetu, event was ours.
The wrong address.
They said blatantly, there's no person that's going to marry our child away. See corner.
You know, Kulu, this topic is
Do you
brilliant.
get it?
Yeah. Ukuthi
So it could come in the myriad of
it would
instances.
be nice for the states if we were to be given an opportunity to analyze
Yes.
the root causes. I get what there will be the financial reasons, the cheating as the main reasons why there's a divorce. And we look at each case ancestrally, what could have been the root causes coming from a wrong address being used.
Can I respond to
Yeah.
you? Gog, do you know if we could sit down with the couples that are getting divorced, the black ones, and just by the way, the divorce is not a black subject. You could be Hindu. If you are Hindu and you did not go through umchato wako, through the Hindu
their own
rituals,
way.
now it's coming.
Okay.
So it's not a black thing.
Yeah.
If you are white and you did not observe the white rituals of getting married, there would be this thing of, no, your dad must walk you down the aisle, they must sing that song.
I do not know white rituals, so I don't know. The fact that I have white blood doesn't mean that I know white rituals.
You must grab that thing la.
Oh, yes?
Okay.
Okay.
You must sing that. I think it's a Jolly Good Fellow or something like that.
I have no idea.
So please don't get this wrong.
Okay.
It is not a black thing.
Each race of people,
Each continent,
they have their own way
each
of
race
doing
of
things.
people,
They have their
each
rituals.
religious dominion, they have got their
I
own.
think it's cool if you are saying by each religious dominion
Yeah.
has their own set of rituals for umshado.
Yeah.
Uzothi isibanibani mina ngiphumile kumasiko abantu ngingene kule manje
Ah, yes.
ngiyenkolo. Yebo.
But the moment you are a muntu,
Yebo.
angisakhulumi ngezinye izinto.
Okay, sintu.
The moment you are a Bantu person,
Yes.
I can't add anything on top of you. I'm sorry. I'm that.
If I say ngiphumile into zesintu ngingene ngala manje, why can't those rites of passage still apply to me?
You are a child of
Of the soil.
a chain of people.
Okay.
Those people that brought you here have gone through the rituals we are discussing.
Okay.
In their-
And discarding.
Yeah, and in their own reasoning, they are expecting it of you to follow
The continuation.
in their footsteps.
Yes, okay.
Now, in responding to the earlier comment, Gogo, if we are afforded an opportunity to sit down with all the couples that are going their separate ways, on need to know basis, no judgment,
There's never
no
judgment, just learning.
on a learning
Mm.
tip.
Continuous learning.
Sihlale phansi and discuss their union from the
Foundation.
foundations. I'm willing to bet my last 2 rands that we will find a crack in the build-up of this marriage through the wedding procedures. That's my submission. So the number, the statistics that we see running away in the divorce department, specifically Kubantu, I submit largely based on the crack that you manufacture in the wedding phase. And I'm going to comment on what you say in the physical. You said there's cheating.
There's money
You said
issues.
there was money issues. Let me explain how ancestors work. You know when ancestors start to move, because me and you are physical beings, they need to communicate to us in you or using things that are in
We
the
understand
physical
it right
domain.
now, okay.
Yes. So when they communicate this crack to us, it's gonna come in the form of either the physical abuse, the cheating, mhlawumbe we're gonna have economic complications as a union. So all the sufferings these unions will go through, it is the physical realm means they could only communicate their dissatisfaction through. So when you see me and you fighting, it's just them saying, I know abashayana. Bakolota lembuzi la.
Okay.
Khona imbuzi eshodayo. Yabo.
So
It's
the,
those
the
things.
Western reasons kuwena are manifestation of the cracks
The cracks that we manufacture kuphi
in
during the wedding.
processes.
Yes.
Okay.
We say to me now, we couldn't start it because it's flatty.
Yes.
Nkosi yami.
In that case, how will you remedy asinaligceke?
We're gonna start afresh.
Kuzoya kumuphi umuzi uma let's say okhokho baphuma emakhaya bahambe lokishini base awasekho amakhaya akhulu awasekho. Will it be if usakhona utata okhona efamilini oneyard onegceke, will it be okay to remedy that by going to
That
a
house.
family person?
Yes, let me explain it. We are in Joburg now, right? I am married. I officially opened my house here in Joburg as a spiritual address
Yes.
of the clan, right? What happens is, if one of my brothers needs to execute a particular spiritual
The ritual.
because my home is an official address, they actually can
They allow.
use my home. So if you're saying that your father does not have ikege or legae, you can use kagarangwani or kagaramogolo.
Okay.
So all the male children from that imbeu, their homes can serve as
A stand in.
so there's always some form of a remedy around all the other challenges we come across. Singabantu regarding the challenges like that one.
Find
you mentioned.
ourselves in
Yes.
right now.
There's always that
There's always a remedy.
a recourse. I don't know if I made
No, very
sense.
clear. Very clear.
So in Jalo Koko, the issues that we have in our marriages will largely be traced back to the actual wedding. If you do the audit on the wedding, the rituals, based on who you are, if I'm Pedi, I must go to the Sepedi rite of passage in terms
the
of
requirements
the,
for umshado.
yes, I need to make sure that those boxes I tick, all of them.
What if Ubhuti or Usisi are using any correction?
Nakhona that's wrong because you're already saying to me, the kettles that Mohashwa sent to Komakoti, they've went to the wrong house. You see? Yes.
So everything catches up.
Everything just catches up. It's an account like you were teaching us the other day. It's an account.
But in accumulation.
It's an accumulation.
It's a balance brought forward.
And it ages. And kubanani, the interest.
Yes.
Yeah. I love your account.
The accounting principles
Yeah,
and equation.
yeah. You
But
can never run away from it.
everything
Yeah,
catches up.
it accumulates. There's interest. There comes a time when you must take you to court. And there must comes a time when the sheriff must come. So when the time you divorce, it's actually the sheriff now in the house, are touching things.
I truly hope that this episode would reach as many people who are divorced or who are in the process, who may say that let's pause on, let's fix first the foundation and fix it and look deeper into all the ancestral debts that are outstanding.
Ngithi mina go nababukeli, the patrons, our viewers, you probably are still in love with your person. You probably married your person because you actually love them. But because of these manifestations from the ethereal realm, you have had to go your separate ways. I would recommend that you audit your own wedding ngesintu, and you'll find yourself back with your person. Trust me. And the kids could have their parents back in one home. Many divorces are repairable. Many of them, if not all.
I would differ. I would
But many.
differ greatly.
Many means as needs.
No, yeah,
Not all.
Yeah, not all. So,
Yeah. Many divorces are repairable if we humble ourselves and go back to the drawing board and say, oh, that goat, the goat is missing. Oh, Usis has got the wrong sbongo. Oh, okay.
Let's go fix.
Let's fix that.
Or it would be even nice and cool whilst we are in the preparation of umshado. Sitike this rites of passage uba kwenziwe na akwenziwanga before kuze kufikwe at the final exchanges of vows. Konke kwesintu kwenziwe.
Yes. Yes.
Izibongo zishintshiwe
Gogo.
or the addresses ilwane kumele zihlatshwe zenziwe.
Here's my commitment. When it would be nice if you do it during the preparations, but I'm saying now because we're discussing divorces.
Yeah.
If you find yourself in a state where you think you and your person can no longer coexist, listen to me. Go back to your wedding, do an audit yesintu. Are all the ghosts there? Are all the cattle there? Even the attires go. Do you know that we have got these things where we must wear? I know what concert you've got that one that you must wear. You've got Gaspedi, we must wear it, Duke, and there's all of these things. There are all of these little things that we must do. Those things are not there because we are bored.
Those to honor the people that came before us.
It's to honor those that walked before us and handed us this heritage, Yom Chato. So when we accept this heritage, the wedding, we must take it with honor. We must respect how they did it and follow in those footsteps. Now that because of the new ways, we find ourselves veering there. We get married at Grace Bible, busy. The entire Meldreef is weddings.
I don't have an issue with a venue. As long as every step,
the problem is there's not enough money. And you are prioritizing that venue because and then
first thing first, can we all
tick the boxes?
Venue, I have no issues with the venue. Having the best pictures, it's part of the package.
Let's do the audit of our weddings. Of course. I mean, you can do your thing.
Yes.
If you tick all your boxes at Kaya, you can take your wife to Dubai or you can have another wedding there.
Go to the wine farm.
Go to the wine farms at Stellenbosch if you want.
Why not?
Paarl.
Yes.
My friend was getting married at Paarl.
Yeah, why not?
It's nice.
Yes,
you know?
Beautiful.
Yes. But no cut before the horse.
Yeah. Akwenziwe konke kakuhle kwesiXhosa okwesintu.
Oh, you're just telling us your course and
okay. Need proper tongue there.
I see.
Okwesintu makwenziwe konke to the T.
That's my take on it.
Other things need to be postponed in fixing of isibongo. If kudivosiwe utata nomama mabadibane bathethe uba umntwana uyatshata ngoku. Sicela on the father's side, Baba Mkele.
Mm.
No egos.
Yeah.
No egos.
This
between the
one,
parents.
this one, you weird to the social worker and the psychologist. You're already on the wrong footing. Come here.
Okay, Mkhulu, there's a place and there's a time for everything. If someone in the marriage is depressed, allow them, afford them
Okay, I
opportunity to
guess.
go for therapy.
I retract this.
Yes.
Okay.
Afford them the opportunity to go for therapy, whilst also fixing the ancestral thing.
Yes.
I think we're living in a point where we are discarding ubuntu bethu,
Mm.
and I firmly believe about
We are putting the pictures first.
yes, not pictures.
It's
We-
pictures.
We
It's pictures.
are evolving, and we in our growing in where we are we are too westernized.
It's pictures. If you do it, your research, it all boils down to Instagram. I see here.
90s there was no Instagram,
I see
so
here,
you calm
bro.
down. I'm saying okwesintu esikhula sibona we seeing the benefit of ticking every box. I mean, I'm cautioning on divorced parents not seeing the value of putting our differences aside.
Yes.
Umntwana
Doing
must-
right.
doing
by
right for the
kids.
child.
Yes.
I think that's the beauty.
In itself, that's a topic of its own.
My ex-husband and I, we've always placed the interest of the kids
God.
as our priority.
Yeah. That's how it
Tina,
should
we
happen.
could disagree all we want. What is best for each child was our
That's how it should
as,
happen, bro.
as parents.
That's how
Yeah.
it should happen.
So as we end the conversation, what's your lasting point?
You probably have many more years left with your person. Humble yourself. Go audit your wedding as per your own cultures.
Yes.
Ndishilo.
So was a
Sithokoze gogo.